For some strange reason, whenever I bring up the Crucible's upcoming game modifier called Checkmate, no one seems to remember the announcement, nor how significant a change this is going to be for the future of the game. In my opinion, this is arguably the biggest change in the history of the Crucible, contesting the massive updates we received back in Forsaken. In this video, I'd like to jog our memories of what Checkmate is, while discussing how this will change the way we play Destiny. Now, on March 22nd of this year, Bungie put out a Crucible update blog that covered a lengthy list of updates. And on the very bottom is a preview of new and returning game modes, including Checkmate. Now, reading this straight from the blog, looking forward, we're going to be exploring new modes that branch out from the standard Destiny sandbox. Checkmate is a new set of game rules that intends to create a slower-paced experience where players have more opportunity to react to encounters, and where power spikes are earned rather than guaranteed. This includes changes to how special ammo is acquired, ability recharge rates, weapon TTK, and the player's health settings. This mode is a significant shift from our core experience, so we're currently targeting the Season 22 timeframe to make sure we have time to tune the many interacting systems. Excitingly, Checkmate is built as a modifier like we use for Nightfalls, and can easily be applied to multiple standard modes to give us maximum flexibility going forward. As we get closer to the final shape, we hope to convert some of our other modes, for example Momentum and Mayhem, into modifiers too. Wow, so where do we begin with all of this? Let's start with Checkmate's description as a slower paced experience where power spikes are earned rather than guaranteed. Now, some of y'all might be freaking out with this, saying that Bungie is bringing us back to the boring D2 Year 1 sandbox, but let us remember that despite this change, Destiny is a much different game than it was years ago. I personally think Destiny is at its best when you have these hero power spike moments that create crazy experiences. But when these power spikes are constantly given out for free, it creates a really frustrating sandbox. So for example, we recently put together this Strand Warlock build where if you can manage to create a tangle, you can toss it into the enemies, suspend them in place, potentially wiping out a large group. It requires investment in setup, but has a great reward for doing so. But if we look at something like Solar Hunters on young Ahamkara's spine, it becomes nothing more than annoying spam. So I think the fact that you're gonna have to earn these power spikes is a great change. It's going to put some more emphasis on gunplay, and build crafting is going to become a rewarding feature as opposed to something that is easily destructive. Now, as for the slower paced experience, I don't think they're necessarily referring to the movement skill gap that we all know and love, but rather less instances where you're randomly blown up by a shoulder charge or melted by an immortal in half a second. Moving on to the next bullet point, we have changes to how special ammo is acquired. Now, I think Bungie needs to be cautious with this one because special weapons are always a tough act to balance. For quite a while, I always preferred that Bungie kept special weapons strong, but changed the way we acquired ammo. The pesky, endless loop of getting a kill with a special weapon only to pick up more special ammo has always been a little broken. And right now, the balance between snipers, grenade launchers, fusions, and shotguns feels a little out of whack. So overall, I'm excited to see what the changes are here, but I'm remaining cautious with what is ultimately rolled out. Now, getting to the real juice, we see that Checkmate is going to adjust ability recharge rates and weapon TTK, including players' health settings. Let's be real. For as long as we can remember, the Crucible has had issues with sandbox balancing. No matter how many nerfs and buffs and patches we go through, there has always been some thorn in our side nearly ruining the experience. And if there's anything we've learned over the years, Bungie's current method of seasonal updates is not proficient in keeping things fun and fair. So for a while now, I've been preaching that we need some type of global, overarching rules that keep PvP in check. The thought being, you can become a god in PvE with insane power fantasies, but these rules will limit how lethal you can be when entering the Crucible. With this model, any new exotic armor or legendary weapon can be released in a strong state because Checkmate is going to prevent it from destroying the meta. And you can use Immortal with target lock as an example. Obviously, it has been insanely powerful, and depending on who you ask, has kind of made PvP dull for months now. Situations like this will hopefully be prevented going forward thanks to Checkmate. So overall, I'm really excited to see how this modifier plays out. I'm really hoping that it's something that is successful in permanently keeping the PvP sandbox fun, fair, and balanced. And hopefully this modifier makes its way into a bunch of different modes, including trials. If you have some thoughts you'd like to share, please slap them down in the comments below. Y'all know the drill, likes and subscribes are appreciated, and as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the Cosmodrome.